Hello. Hello, and welcome back to the Core Growth Podcast. Now, I know it's been a while, around 2 months, I believe, and well, yeah, lots been happening in the past 2 months. But before all that, I hope you've been well. And well, for myself, I can say that I've been doing pretty well. I've been doing pretty good. Um, yeah, I've been pretty busy. Sorry, I just had like a long ass pause. My brother's messaging me right now and it's triggering me. But yeah, I am doing fantastic. And well, if you could tell that the audio is very different, or maybe just a little bit different, it's because I got a new microphone recently, actually, and I was waiting to use the new microphone and new audio settings and set all that up before filming this episode or recording this episode, rather. Yeah, actually, I recorded episode 10 and 11 like in March, but then it was already like midway through April and I haven't edited it and I haven't done anything with it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll I'll pause on the podcast for the time being. And actually in April, I did an entire month of daily uploads on my gaming channel. And it was all Genshin Impact content. It's great stuff. But yeah, that's more so. I'll talk about that a bit more later. But yeah, so I got new headphones and I got a new microphone. And now I feel like, podcast endeavors might be opening up a bit more for me. I'll slow down on the uh, gaming channel uploads because yeah, I think after doing that for a month, it was it was quite the process. Like pretty ridiculous stuff, if I'll be honest. And for me, as someone who aspires to be a content creator, I mean, by technicality, I am, but like, I'm not a monetized content creator. I would very much like to be a monetized content creator. As for the channel Core Growth Podcast, as for this channel, it will take quite some time. It'll take quite some time before I can get monetized, and until then, I will most definitely have to do a lot of test runs with a few different recording programs because I don't think I spoke about this, but I record the podcast as well as gaming content. I record at least the audio side of gaming content on my end, the microphone side of things. I record all of that on Camtasia, which is probably nearly unheard of, and rightly so. It's a decent program. It's got like its built-in recording thing for it, like a recording program in it, as well as editing software. So that is like a two-in-one. But I want to test the waters for other things because unfortunately, Camtasia does not record Discord calls that well, which is pretty unfortunate. But we'll make it through. We'll do what we can. And yeah, well, my man, it has been a long time. And to kind of give you an idea of how long it is, I actually I've had quite a few job interviews over the past 2 months or so, And my most recent job interview went really well. Went really, really well. And I was contacted the day after about proceeding to the next stage of the application process post interview. So, yeah, I just have to sort out some like paperwork and stuff and get some licenses. And then I'll be good to go. I made a phone call earlier today to the place employing me, and I think I'll be working, or I'll start working at the 1st of June, a day before my birthday. But yeah, you know what? At least that'll be something pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know. But life is made some moves. My life personally. Been doing some interesting things. Not only this whole job stuff, but um, yeah, I'll get into the whole um, the whole of April, because that's something I really wanted to talk about. Now, the entirety of April was a really interesting thing. Now, I'll, probably a lot of you don't know what Genshin Impact is, or maybe you do know. Genshin Impact is a, I think it's an, I don't know if it classifies as an MMORPG. At the very least, I think it's an MORPG, massive online role playing game. I wouldn't consider a massive multiplayer online role playing game, but it is definitely a massive online role playing game. And well, yeah, as for this game, as to, uh, I guess, why I was, recording it and playing it, um, it's one of the games that is really, really stuck with me. I'm not really playing other games at all. Well, barely. I mean, I play Bloons Tower Defense 6. That's a good old classic. But yeah, for the most part, Genshin Impact is, in fact, the game. Like, the game that I play. And at the start of April, there was a new update. And with this new update came an entire new area of the current world. That's a bit vague. But what I mean is, so the world of Genshin Impact, it is still a world that is under development. So the entire world isn't released yet. In fact, when the game released, there were only two regions or two countries, let's say. Um, and I won't go too into it, but yeah, the game is about, it's nearing its 2 year um, age, I guess, or lifespan, or however many terms there are, whatever other terms there are. So yeah, this game's nearly 2 years old, and it's released an entire region as well as two sub areas, or two areas that are um, two areas that are linked with the first two regions, let's say. And yeah, the game is not even 20% done throughout its entire development, I'd say personally. There's an entire, like, maybe, oh, how many? I think there's like 5 other regions. And yeah, regions are like the countries to this game, or this world, let's say. And in those countries, or in those regions, are like little areas that go by like a name or something. And yeah, all these areas have different names and whatever. Like there's exploration progress, like it'll show you if you've explored the entire thing or not. And yeah, well, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty fun. And yeah, so at the start of April, an update came around. New area was released, and the cool thing about this area, there's a surface level area to this, and there's this entire underground cavern cave side of this new area that was released in the update. And pretty much, I had this whole idea of, you know what, I'm going to record my experience going through this entire area of this country or this region. And it was, oh man, it was a lot. um, and yeah, I uploaded a single video, at the very least, a single video every day for the entirety of April. And and yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I'll say that at the very least. You know, it was so much, man. I put out nearly 35 hours worth of content in that month. Um, I think it's like 32 to 33 maybe hours of content. Um, but yeah, it was so fun. And after doing it, it made me realize like not only that it's difficult, right? But it's actually so fun to just, record a game and play through it and kind of have these memories and these experiences, these moments more or less immortalized onto the space of YouTube. And yeah, like it's gonna be there practically for however long YouTube lasts. And well, that's a bit deep, but um yeah, I just found it to be really cool. It was such a great experience. And yeah, go just recording a lot because I mean, when I was recording the podcast, it was it was more of like a slower thing. Like I could choose when to do it. And there wasn't a rush. It was just pretty relaxed, pretty chill. I technically had like a upload schedule, or like I wanted to have an upload schedule, but things didn't really pan out on my end. Um, which is totally fine. Things change, and yeah, circumstances change, life moves forward or stays stagnant. It could be either or. But yeah, like that entire month was ridiculous because a lot of these videos are like 1 hour. And I mean, sitting down and playing a game for an hour, sure, that's like, some people might see that as like, oh, that's not even that much. But then you got to take into consideration the editing process, which would take quite some time. Like, not just the editing, but like listening back through an entire hour's worth of recordings is would it takes quite some time. That's already two or more hours of doing that. And yeah, so I was doing that for quite some time. Um, but I wasn't doing it like on a daily basis. I was recording it in bulk, essentially. I think I was recording for about like 8 or so hours on the first day of April because that was when the update came out. And oh man, pardon me, freaking yawning. I swear, every time I record, I freaking yawn. I don't know what it is, but anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, I was recording for like 8 hours, but of course, like I would take breaks. I'd record for like an hour, then go drink some water, go to the bathroom, or eat some food or whatever, have lunch or something, and then I'd come back and then I'd start recording again. Then I'd same process, go bathroom, drink water, maybe have something to eat, probably not, but then I'd come back and record, and that cycle kind of started itself on the first day of April. And yeah, I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did record nearly 8 videos or something like that on the first day. And yeah, that was kind of like the recording process for me. Like I would have a bunch of videos just lined up to upload 10 a.m. Sydney time, like for the next couple days, like making sure that it's all like one after the other, instead of just like dumping all of them like at once, because that's not how the algorithm of YouTube works. But yeah, it was such a process. It was so fun though. Absolutely, it was so freaking fun. Um, but yeah, after doing that, I was like, I'm going to record a podcast episode talking about that entire thing. And yeah, so I had to not only like have those ridiculous recording sessions, but I was recording other stuff like, well, okay, not other stuff, but like how do I explain it? It was more so like just it wasn't just about that new region or something of Genshin Impact. I was like recording other stuff regarding the events that were coming out at the time, because sometimes there are limited events that only run for so long, maybe a week or 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that. There were certain events that were yeah, that were there for a set amount of time, and I also recorded my experience going through those. And yeah, let me tell you, that entire month of just Genshin Impact, like the the area exploration videos, or what did I call them? They were called My Chasm Adventures, because the new area was called the Chasm. And well, I don't want to get too into it, but yeah, it was a new region of that country, the Chinese country, of that game. And yeah, there's a lot of new things coming out, story related. The Genshin lore is pretty deep, that not too many people realize, but you know, that's all that's all good. Um yeah, so I recorded a frick ton for April and for the channel at the time. And it was such a repeat. I was on repeat like every day of just, or well, actually, it depended on the days. Whether I was going to be on full recording mode or full editing and posting upload mode. So I would do like mass recordings on like 1 or 2 days, and then edit for edit all those videos and then schedule them to upload for the next couple of days, and then I'll take a few days to just like chill out, and then I'll go into like a mass recording state again. And that was like the cycle where I'd record a lot, and then I will slow down and just edit and make sure that like these are getting uploaded. Yeah, because I had to make sure that um, a video was uploading as another video was rendering, so that like I'm not wasting time essentially. Of course, the first video would take the longest, like just rendering that, and then yeah, once that one's rendered, I'd upload it immediately, um, or have it scheduled to upload immediately. But that does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. I have it scheduled to upload for like the next day or the next couple days and stuff, or whichever day doesn't have an upload yet, because I wanted to make sure everything was like in order, kind of. And then I would start the rendering of the second video that I was editing. So as the first video is getting uploaded on YouTube, the second video is rendering on the recording program or from the recording program. And more often the uploading onto YouTube was quicker. And so it would just be like chilling there for a bit, and then the rendering would finish maybe like an hour after or something. But yeah, it was pretty mental. That was an entire whole thing. You're welcome to check it out if you want. Like, of course, you don't have to if you're not into Genshin Impact at all, because it is already quite established, and this is really way, way, way later into the game. All the stuff that I uploaded is, yeah, all later in the game. Um, and yeah, far out. It is like thinking back, it really was such an experience. But yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't talking to a lot of my friends as much because of it. Um, but, that's all right. That's besides the point. Um, oh man, just dude, thinking about that entire month was just like I feel so tired just thinking about it. Cuz I know it was all right, so it was 30 to what, 32 to like something hours. I think maybe like 35 hours of content. So thinking about 35 hours of content, probably there was like an extra, well, maybe 40 hours of just record, like editing the recordings. And that's just editing the recordings. And then probably like another, I don't know, maybe another 20 to 30 hours just in rendering and uploading the videos and stuff. So all of it was just, oh man, it was just all such a process, dude. It was, but it was so fun, you know. I loved it. It was definitely a handful. I by man, it was such a handful. And yeah, I think the only reason I survived was because I really enjoyed it, and it's something that I feel like I could do for the rest of my life, if it's, if it's making some dollar bills, but at the moment it isn't, so I just have to chillax and make dollar bills so that I can make dollar bills. That doesn't that doesn't make sense, but it's whatever. But yeah, besides all of that is what I meant to say. Besides all the whole uploading for an entire month, and besides all the other stuff, yeah, I think, man, life went by pretty quickly over the past 2 months, I will say. I feel like the podcast gives me time to like slow down and gives me time to kind of reflect and think about stuff that's happened. And well, I'm reflecting and thinking on what's happened recently. Good old water. But yeah, so what's been going on with me? As I said, um, I am currently under the, um, well, technically, I'm still in the application process, or um, pretty much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's the case. But yeah, soon I will be working, and yeah, that's a huge step in life, you know, from unemployment to employment, and then getting my life sorted from here onwards. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting step from an entire month of just gaming in April, gaming and uploading gaming videos, to all of a sudden going through these interviews, and then hopefully getting a job. I think I say hopefully, but like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty locked in. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't only my effort that got me into the job. I have to always be grateful and thankful to other people that helped me get there. Because one of my close friends and another person from my church actually works at the place that employed me. And so they apparently put in some good words about me. So that must have helped a lot. Um, but yeah, so I will always forever stay thankful to them for that. But yeah, I've got an entire world ahead of me now, cuz yeah, now that I've got like um this whole like recording stuff sorted. Not really sorted, but like kinda, like kinda. Um yeah, I reckon I can totally like carry on with the podcast, and I'm not entirely sure about like gaming content and stuff like that at the moment. But definitely in the future, that stuff will definitely be there. Like, I will definitely go and pursue that career, as well as voice acting. Voice acting is always great. Um, yeah, because that is like one of the end goal, kind of. Um, what's it called? I guess career, but like not really career. Kind of more just like a hobby that I can turn into like a potential career, but not like a full-time one. Yeah, I wouldn't I wouldn't try be a full-time voice actor. Voice acting's tough. But yeah. But yeah, anyway. Holy crap, it was just a bunch of waffling from me, just talking a bunch of random stuff. Um but yeah, dear lord. Um I apologize, by the way. I'm so out of the zone um, when it comes to recording and all of this, because it has seriously been a while. Seriously been a while. And yeah, man, there so much has happened. So much happened that I can't even really get into words. Like, I also watched Doctor Strange recently, Multiverse of Madness. Dear Lord. Um, it was quite the movie. No spoilers here, but yeah, definitely one to check out. Um, but yeah, I think this episode's definitely a lot shorter. But I think I will call the episode here. This is kind of just like, like a welcome back to the channel. Both on the side of, the audience and my side of things, since I've been out of the game, or out of the well, I guess out of the game, out of like the process of doing this for so long. And I truly hope that I can get back into the groove of doing the podcast and recording it and going through the effort of uploading it. I mean, editing it and then uploading it and so on. Yeah, this right here, I think is a good start for for the future. You know, I still have I still have quite a number of goals ahead of me, um, and I will do my best in achieving said goals. But yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I think I'll call off. I'll call the rest of the episode off here. Um, Man, how do I even do an outro for this thing? I don't even know. You know what? I might as well just go with the freaking other channel outro. But, you know, who cares? I'm rusty, all right? I'm rusty, and I know it, and I'm sure you know it. I'm sure you can hear it. Um but it's all good. It's all good. In due time, things will get better, and I'll be more fluid. I'll be more flexible, more relaxed in my way of speaking and delivery, all that good stuff. But yeah, as of right now, I'm ending the episode. As always, I hope you enjoy this episode of the podcast, and hopefully you enjoyed the previous episodes of the podcast. I will, like I said, I will be putting out more of this. Well, I say that, and well, for the past 2 months, isn't really much evidence of so, but well, I say it in my gaming channel, at least, that I will be pursuing the podcast once again and trying to upload more on this side of my content creating career, I guess. Well, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, I love you all. Take care. I will see you in the next podcast upload, or you will at least hear me. Yeah, no way I'm putting on a camera, so you won't be seeing me, but you'll be hearing me at the very least. And hopefully I'll have a a more thought out episode. I mean, this episode was a complete shamble of an episode. Yeah, this was just like purely impulse. I'm like, you know what? New microphone, new headset. I'll just waffle. But yeah, things are turning out all right, and I'm very hopeful for what the future has in store for me, and for all the wonderful things that are going to happen throughout the rest of the year. But yeah, I love you all. Take care. I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.